Welcome back to another episode of Magic's in the Mess, the go-to podcast for ambitious women ready to stop pretending, start aligning, and finally build success your way. I'm your host, Danielle McKinley, speaker, business and wealth strategist, and your go-to problem-solving hype girl. Here, we'll help you unlock powerful mindset shifts, discover your magic, and bring your dream life into reality. Each week, I'll deliver raw stories, proven business strategies, and powerful transformations with industry leaders to activate the magic in you. So if you're ready to ditch the pressure, the performative BS, and the noise telling you who you should be, hit subscribe and let's make some magic. If your confidence rises and falls with your follower count, you are not running a business, my friend. You are riding a roller coaster that someone else controls. Welcome back to Magic's in the Mess. Today, we are going there. We are talking about vanity metrics, followers, likes, views, the numbers that look really shiny on the surface, but quietly drain your power underneath. And I say this as a woman who built and scaled a 9-figure company without ever building a personal brand. One of my greatest mistakes. You see, I was known in a vertical that I didn't even play in anymore. And when I flipped my Instagram and essentially started from zero, I could have let the numbers keep me small. But here's what I did instead. I pitched a $75,000 3-day coaching engagement. And guess what, my friends? I landed it. Not because of my follower count, but because of my value, because of my conviction and my belief in what I was offering, my ability to provide it, and the transformation that it would provide for my client. So let me say this very, very loud and clear. A big following does not equal big earnings. So if obsessing over numbers is keeping you from making offers, it's not an algorithm problem, it's a validation problem. And today, I'm going to help you take your power back. So my solo episodes, I like to keep like short and punchy with really good takeaways. And today there is going to be a ton. So if you are listening to this while you're out on your walk or you're on your drive or your commute, like I like to listen to podcasts, this is going to be one where you're going to want to refer back to the transcript to capture the notes. If you are listening to this in a place where you can grab a pen and paper, I highly recommend that for this episode, because I'm going to give you a ton of gold. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's start by talking about why vanity metrics are so freaking seductive. Here's the deal. We are wired to chase quick hits of approval and dopamine. And every notification feels like proof that we matter. When we see the likes and the comments and the views, it literally does that to our brain. So let's get clear. Your business does not deposit likes. Likes, views, followers don't deposit money into your account always, right? Your business deposits revenue, impact, and freedom. So vanity metrics are actually lagging indicators. They're surface level signals. Real growth comes from leading indicators that you can control. So let's talk about a little revenue reality check. We're going to compare two different creators. Okay, so let's just call it creator A has 800 followers. She has a clear offer, a clear funnel, and is having conversations in the DMs. And out of 40 story views, 8 people book a call and 2 enroll at her $5,000 offer. That's $10,000 in revenue. Okay, now let's take creator B. Creator B has 80,000 followers, but has no clear offer, no funnel, no follow-up strategy. So if 8 people click and nobody is nurtured, what does that mean? That means zero freaking revenue. Okay, and here's the truth. Small, focused, and consistency, that beats big, vague, and sporadic every single time. All right, so let me dig into my story to give you a real example. So when I sold my company, I didn't have a personal brand, like I said, and I didn't have this to, carry me into my next chapter. I was known in rooms, but I was no longer in those rooms and I didn't want to be in those rooms. So when I stepped into this work as a wealth and business strategist, my numbers did not at all match my experience or my accomplishments. And this is the exact moment where so many, especially women, tend to hide. But guess what? I refuse to. I asked myself one question. Would I hire me at $75,000 for the offer and the transformation that I was proposing? And the answer was hell yes. So I didn't wait for my follower count to validate me. I made the offer anyways. I backed it with value, structure, and outcomes. And guess what? The numbers followed the action, not the other way around. I got the deal. The deal has led to more deals. And I had hardly any followers on Instagram as a business and wealth strategist at the time. Okay. So, what I want to help you with, and this is where you're going to really want to start taking notes, is I want to start to uncover or identify where vanity metrics might be keeping you stuck. And I'm going to give you 5 signs that I want you to consider and think about and write down any of the ones that really land for you. Okay, so here are 5 signs. Number 1, you spend more time refreshing analytics than making offers. Okay. And if you feel seen, that's okay. We are gonna work this out. Number 2, your mood drips. I can't talk. Your mood, it dips when a post underperforms. Okay. I know that that's happened to me before. I think it happens to all of us. And it's because we are really passionate about what we're delivering, but we can't let it control us. The third one is you hold your price hostage to your follower count. I see this one way too much. You are outsourcing your control, and you are saying, when you're not being transparent with pricing, that you don't really believe in your price because you're scared to show it. So this is your permission to post the freaking prices. Okay. If you're really providing what your offer is at the price point you have it at, there's no reason why you shouldn't show it. Okay. Now, the next one is you hesitate to pitch high ticket because your grid feels too small. Can you imagine if I would have hesitated? I would have been out $75,000, an incredible experience with a client, and having referrals from them because of the outcome that I provided. So by you not pitching your high ticket offers, you're not keeping yourself safe. You are holding back your gifts that can help people. Because of what? Because your follower count is too small? Stop doing it. Okay. Last one, number 5, you say you want clients, but you avoid sales conversations. This is a deeper self-worth issue and a lack of belief in what you're selling. Because if you believed in what you're selling and the offer that you have, you would be able to talk about it so naturally that it wouldn't even feel like you're selling. Okay. So if any of that sounds familiar, here's what I need you to hear. You are not broken. You are literally human. And being human means that we make mistakes. We're not perfect, right? So what's actually happening is you're just in a pattern that's going to keep you playing small if you don't address it. The good news is you get to choose whether to keep playing small or to address it. Okay. Now I want to talk to you a little bit about validation versus value, because this is a really important thing for you to understand when you're working through vanity metrics controlling you. And here's the distinction. I'm going to give you a few examples. So validation asks, do they like me? Where value asks, did I solve a real problem? Okay. Validation also looks outward, where value looks inward first and then outward in service. Validation also chases attention, where value creates transformation. So when you move from validation to value, literally everything shifts. Your presence changes. Your content becomes a clarity tool, not a popularity contest. And your pricing finally reflects the outcomes, not the optics or what you think you should be charging because you saw somebody else doing it and you were playing the comparison game. Okay, so now let's talk about a metric makeover. And I'm going to give you a bunch of different metrics that you should be looking at in your business. And of them, I want you to pick 3 to track over the next 7 days that makes the most sense for your business, where you're at, and the goals that you have. But It is time to replace vanity metrics with revenue metrics that you can control. So here are some examples of revenue metrics that you should be controlling. And again, I'm going to give you a bunch, but I want you to choose 3. So here's the first one. Qualified conversations started. So over the next 7 days, how many qualified conversations did you start if you choose that one? Sales calls booked or sales discussions in the DMs. Number of discussions, number of presentations, whatever you do in your business over the next 7 days. Then number of offers made. How many offers did you make over the last 7 days? What's your close rate? Of those offers, how many did you convert? And then your average order value. This is going to be really important for somebody that has multiple offers going and you get multiple enrollments over each week. If that is you, then you want to look at what your average order value. Okay, next one is going to be lifetime value. So this one's going to be for somebody who's a little bit more established and has a pretty good CRM, and you can start to look at what the lifetime value of your customers are. And this is going to be, for example, if you have them in like a low ticket offer that upsells them to a mid offer and then into maybe an ongoing membership or things like that. Okay. Another metric you can look at is your pipeline value and time to close. So again, this is going to be for somebody that's a little more advanced that has a CRM, and you can really pull those analytics from it. And the goal here is to see how much opportunity do you have in the pipeline and what's the approximate time it's going to take to close. And based on your close ratio, how many of them are you going to get, right? And then another option would be email list growth and reply rate. So if you are in builder mode, this is a great one for you to choose out of your core 3 to really focus on how can I grow my email list and my reply rate, where they're actually doing something that I want them to do in that email. Maybe it's subscribing, maybe it's buying an offer, maybe it's opting into something, whatever the case. Great metric to know and track. And then finally, testimonials and referrals requested. And I highly recommend that this be one of your 3, no matter where you are, because so many people that I work with are leaving money on the table by not asking for testimonials and referrals. Testimonials bring you new clients. They don't even have to know the person that you worked with. And when you're really delivering the transformation you say you are, your clients will have no reason not to refer you. Okay. So this is your new dashboard. You make decisions from here, from these metrics, not from the vanity metrics like the number of likes and followers and views from the week. Cool? Okay. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is that visibility does convert. So like obviously it's important for us to be online and to be visible. Like we talked about in my story, it was a bummer deal that I didn't invest and really strive to make my personal brand while I was building my software company. Okay. So here's the deal though. Although visibility converts, it doesn't mean that what you're doing now means you need more posts. What you really need are clearer pathways. And you need at least one powerful offer with a promise, a process, and proof that it works. You need one simple funnel. So think like content to DM or opt-in call to close. Okay, so whatever the method is, one simple funnel that moves your audience where you want them to be in order to get the transformation that you deliver and the way that you show up and serve. And then you need one weekly nurture rhythm. It could be an email, a podcast, or maybe a going live. For me, I prefer podcasts. I like these short ones that I do for you all. I am not the best at like being consistent with email. That's something that I'm personally working on, is building my list and being more consistent there. And then you need one clear call to action per post. Okay, let me reframe that. So you need one clear call to action when you're doing a call to action post. So what do I mean by this? When you are posting something about an offer, you need to tell people exactly what to do. Don't assume that they'll know what to do. Don't overcomplicate it. There shouldn't be a bunch of clicks, but you need to have a very clear workflow and explanation when you are asking someone to buy or to work with you. Okay, don't overcomplicate it. Now, if going through this, you're sitting here and you're like, man, I have really been letting vanity metrics keep me stuck. That is okay. At the beginning of this, I promised you would want to take a lot of notes. So I want to offer you two more things. I'll start with this. It's a 7-day vanity detox challenge. And so here's the challenge. And again, this is where you want to make some notes or refer back to the transcript for today. So, number 1, don't check likes or follower counts for 7 days. Don't look at it at all. I want you to post value-driven content daily with one clear call to action. I want you to start 10 genuine conversations per day. Yes, per day. That could be congratulating somebody on a win, answering questions, inviting people to a resource, whatever it is. 10 genuine conversations per day. That is 70 conversations in a week that will absolutely lead to something 100% of the time. Okay. And then I want you to make 3 direct offers this week. Those people you've been thinking about that you're like, I need to follow up with them, but I don't know if they're going to buy. I don't know if they're the right fit. And you've been overthinking it and you've been letting vanity metrics keep you stuck. Those are the ones you go for first. Okay. Then I want you to capture every warm lead and follow up within 24 hours. Every single one. Commit to yourself, put in the work, do the follow up, watch the activity compound and bring you the wins. And finally, I want you to gather new testimonials or a case study. And actually, I'm going to give you one more. And this is truly the most important one. You need to celebrate the actions that you took, not the outcomes you can't control. Okay, so I don't want you to attach yourself to the outcome or make assumptions or this should lead to that or XYZ. I want you to truly celebrate the fact that you took action on all of those things for 7 days to detox yourself from the vanity. And at the end of the week, review your revenue metrics only. And notice what I want you to really take note of is how much calmer and more confident you feel when you measure what actually matters. Okay. Now, lastly, I want to leave you with some prompts to help you rewrite the story and to detach yourself from the vanity metrics that have been keeping you stuck. So I want you to journal on these 5 things. So number 1, if my follower count could never change, like let's say it never changed this entire year, how would I still hit my revenue goal? So if my follower count never changed this year, how could I still hit my revenue goal? Number 2, what proof do I already have that my work changes lives? And number 3, how would I show up if my audience was already convinced? What changes would that look like? Number 4, what offer would I make today if I trusted my value and the outcome and transformation I provide through my service, through the work that I do? And then finally, where am I outsourcing my self-worth to an app? And what boundary do I need to put in place? Okay. And I'm going to give you a couple of affirmations because sometimes when we're rewiring our mindset around something or we're trying to shift out of a habit, because sometimes when we're caught up in the vanity metrics, it's truly a habit of looking at them and it's like that dopamine hit, right? So I want to give you, along with the journal prompt and you really thinking through that, I want to give you some affirmations that you can say out loud to really help it stick and the rewiring process to work so that you actually begin to believe it. Okay, so here are a few of my favorites. Number 1, I price my work based on outcomes, not optics. Number 2, I am not for everyone. I am for the right ones. And number 3, my calendar fills from conversations, not likes, views, or comments. And finally, I don't need more people. I need the right people to understand the right offer. Okay, so picture this. You're about to pitch your $75,000 proposal, and your inner voice whispers, your grid isn't impressive enough. What are you going to do? You're going to pause. You're going to breathe. You're going to remember your client outcomes, the transformation you provide, the systems you've built to do it, and the revenue you unlock as well as the peace you help create for them. And then you're going to send the damn proposal anyway. And that moment, my friends, you're choosing to believe and take action over the optics. And that is the difference between staying stuck and scaling. Okay? So grab your pen, write out your current monthly revenue goal, pick the 3 actions that will directly create it, the metrics that we went over, put those 3 things into action, celebrate the action that you've taken, because your worth is not a number on a screen. Your business is not a popularity contest. It is a promise that you keep. And if vanity metrics have been keeping you stuck, this is your invitation to release the need for validation and step into aligned action. Because the women who win are not always the loudest. They are the clearest, and they are absolutely the most consistent. Okay? And if you're wanting a little extra help, if it would be helpful for me to have my eyes on your offer or to help guide you through this, then book a Vision to Victory call. The link will be in the show notes. And if you're building a 7-figure ecosystem and you want some private support, send me a message with the word boardroom on Instagram, and I'll share with you some details on how I can help you. Okay? Now, go believe in yourself. If this episode resonated with you, I want to know your number one takeaway. Send it to me on Instagram. Let's have a little chat and go do the damn thing, my friends. You are worthy of life-changing money and everything that you desire in your head. All that you need to do is have a plan and take the action, and you can make anything happen. We'll see you next Tuesday, friends. Keep being magic makers.